ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पता न शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। शारदा शारदाम्बोज वदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सन्निधिं सन्निधिं क्रियात् सन्निधिं सन्निधिं क्रियात् सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यम् केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारम् शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषम् पराशरात्मजं देवम् पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिम्। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We'll read from 74 page, first line. अतएव अनुष्ठेय कर्म फल विलक्षणं मोक्षाख्यम् अशरीरत्वं नित्यमिति सिद्धम् तत्र किंचित् परिणामी नित्यम् यस्मिन् विक्रियमाणे अपि तदेविदमिति बुद्धिर्न विहन्यते यथा पृथिव्यादि जगन्नित्यत्ववादिनां यथा च सांख्यानां गुणाः इदं तु पारमार्थिकम् कूटस्थनित्यम् व्योमवत् सर्वव्यापी सर्वविक्रियारहितम् नित्यतृप्तम् निरवयवम् स्वयं ज्योतिस्वभावम् यत्र धर्माधर्मौ सहकारेण कालत्रयं च नोपावर्तेत तदेतत् अशरीरत्वं मोक्षाख्यम् अन्यत्र धर्मा अन्यत्रस्मात् कृतात् अन्यत्र भूताच्च भव्याच्च इत्यादि श्रुतिभ्यः अतः तद्ब्रह्म यस्य इयं जिज्ञासा प्रस्तुता तद्यदि कर्तव्यशेषत्वेन उपदिश्येत तेन च कर्तव्येन साध्यश्चेत् मोक्षाभ्युपगम्येत अनित्य एव स्यात् तत्रैवं सति यथोक्तकर्मफलेष्वेव तारतम्यावस्थितेषु अनित्येषु कश्चिद् अतिशयो मोक्ष इति प्रसज्येत नित्यश्च मोक्षः सर्वैर्मोक्षवादिभिः अभ्युपगम्यते अतो न कर्तव्यशेषत्वेन ब्रह्मोपदेशो युक्तः अपि च ब्रह्मवेद ब्रह्मैव भवति क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि तस्मिन् दृष्टे परावरे आनन्दं ब्रह्मणो विद्वान् न बिभेति कुतश्चन अभयं वै जनकप्राप्तोऽसि तदात्मानम् एव अवेद अहं ब्रह्मास्मीति तस्मात् तत्सर्वम् अभवत् तत्र को मोहः कः शोकः एकत्वमनुपश्यतः इत्येवमाद्याः श्रुतयो ब्रह्मविद्यानन्तरं मोक्षम् दर्शयन्तो मध्ये कार्यान्तरं वारयति तथा तद्धेतत् पश्यन् ऋषिः वामदेवः प्रतिपेदे अहं मनुरहं सूर्यश्च इति ब्रह्मदर्शन सर्वात्मभावयोः मध्ये कर्तव्यान्तर वारणाय उदाहार्यम् यथा तिष्ठन् गायतीति तिष्ठति गायत्योः मध्ये तत्कर्तृकं कार्यान्तरं नास्तीति गम्यते त्वं हि नः पिता योऽस्माकमविद्यायाः परम्पारं तारयसि श्रुतं येव मे भगवदृषेभ्यः तरति शोकमात्मविदिति सोऽहं भगवः शोचामि तम्मा भगवान् शोकस्य पारं तारयतु तस्मै मृदतकषायाय तमसः पारं दर्शयति भगवान् सनत्कुमारः इति चैवमाद्याः श्रुतयः मोक्षप्रतिबन्ध निवृत्तिमात्रमेव आत्मज्ञानस्य फलं दर्शयन्ति तथा च आचार्यप्रणीतं न्याय उपब्रह्मितं सूत्रम् दुःखजन्म प्रवृत्तिदोष मिथ्याज्ञानानाम् उत्तरोत्तरापाये तदनन्तरापायात् अपवर्गः इति मिथ्याज्ञानापायश्च ब्रह्मात्मैकत्वविज्ञानात् भवति न चेदम् ब्रह्मात्मैकत्वविज्ञानं सम्पद्रूपम् यथा अनन्तं वै मनः अनन्ता विश्वदेवा अनन्तमेव स तेन लोकं जयति इति न च ध्यासरूपम् यथा मनो ब्रह्मेत्युपासीत आदित्यो ब्रह्मेत्यादेशः इति च मनादित्यादिषु ब्रह्मदृष्टाध्यासः नापि विशिष्टक्रियायोगनिमित्तं वायुर्वावसंवर्गः वायुर्वासंवर्गः प्राणो वावसंवर्गः इतिवत् न अपि आज्यवेक्षणादि कर्मवत् कर्मांग संस्कार रूपम् न अपि आज्यवेक्षणादि कर्मवत् कर्मांग संस्कार रूपम् संपदादि रूपे ही ब्रह्मात्मैकत्वविज्ञाने अभ्युपगम्यमाने तत्त्वमसि अहं ब्रह्मास्मि अयमात्मा ब्रह्म इत्येवमादीनां वाक्यानां ब्रह्मात्मैकत्ववस्तुप्रतिपादनपरः पदसमन्वयः पीठ्येत विद्यते हृदयग्रन्थि विद्यते हृदयग्रन्थिश्छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशयाः इति चैवमादीनि अविद्यानिवृत्तिफलश्रवणानि उपरुध्येरन् ब्रह्मवेद ब्रह्मैव भवति इति च एवमादीनि तद्भावापत्तिवचनानि सम्पदादिपक्षेण सामञ्जस्येतोपपद्येरन् तस्मान्न सम्पदादिरूपं ब्रह्मात्मैकत्वविज्ञानम् अतो न पुरुषव्यापारतन्त्रा ब्रह्मविद्या किं तर्हि प्रत्यक्षादि प्रमाणविषयवस्तु ज्ञानवत् वस्तुतन्त्रैव एवं भूतस्य ब्रह्मणः तज्ज्ञानस्य च न कयाचिद्युक्त्या शक्य कार्यानुप्रवेशः कल्पयितुम् न च विधिक्रियाकर्मत्वेन कार्यानुप्रवेशो ब्रह्मणः अन्यदेव तद्विदितात् अथो अविदितादधि इति विधिक्रियाकर्मत्वप्रतिषेधात् येनेदं सर्वं विजानाति तं केन विजानीयात् इति च तथोपास्ति क्रियाकर्मत्वप्रतिषेधे अपि भवति। Okay, we'll see. We were seeing the description of the word tu in the sutra called Tattu Samanvayat. And we had seen yesterday that here the tu word is for Purvapaksh Vyavartakatvam, to remove the Purvapaksh. That what is the meaning of Tattu Samanvayat? Tat Brahma Eva Shastra Yonitvat Samanvayat. Subject matter of the Vedas is only the Brahman. And neither it is Prakriti, neither it is meditation, neither it is karma, as said by the Purvamimamsa. So, after refuting the Purvamimamsa, you heard that Bhashyakar came to Vrittikar Mat Nishedh. And Vrittikar Mat had said that the Brahmagyan is not sufficient for moksha. Brahmagyan should be supplemented by Brahmupasana. Brahmupasana will create punya, and from that punya will come the moksha. So this was the point. To that point, Bhashyakar said that your point is not right. Why? Because as per definition of moksha, what was the definition of bandhan and what's asashariratvam eva samsaratvam, and asharirata hi mokshata. This definition he said that asharirata hi mokshata. So what is moksha? Moksha is not having the identification with the body. And for that he had put few points. There are 3 points which was mentioned yesterday, that Swarupatvat, that asharirata cannot be attained by upasana, because the asharirata is the swarup of the Atma. And there it was quoted, ashariram shariri sharireshu anavastheshu astitam mahantam vivamatmanam matmadhiro na shochati. So swarupatvat. The second point was, the body is the phal. Body is the phal. And body is the fruit, and this fruit will be from karta, karma phal, then karma phal, then sharir. So it is associated with the karma phal called sharir. Atma, because it is not the karta, therefore the sharir will be associated with the karta and not with the Atma. This was the second point. And third point was that Atma is asanga. Asango hiyam Atma. So asangata of the Atma you heard by Yukti also, by Shruti also. So Atma is asangaha. So Atma being asang, there is no possibility that it will associate any body with it. So the ashariratvam, which is the mokshata, cannot be attained by upasana. Because asharirata is the swarup, asharirata is the not of the nature. Atma cannot associate with the body, or Atma is asang. And therefore, conclusion is that Atmanaha ashariratvam is siddham. And therefore, moksha of the Atma is siddha and not sadhya. And therefore, from upasana you cannot get the moksha. Then, but I feel that Atma is associated with the body. Why, if you feel, then you should try to sort it out. If anything is adhyas siddha, it can be gyan nivart only. If something is the misconception in my mind, it will go by knowledge in the mind only. So then you have to do the abhyas, or rather you have to know the nature of Atma and get out of that ignorance. So nitya sharir sambandha atmanah nasti. This is the conclusion. And therefore Jivan Mukti is possible without body also. And Ajnani is also with sharir, is also a sharir. But Ajnani thinks himself to be sa-sharir. So what we need in shift in understanding. So shift in understanding from the sa-shariratva of Atma to the ashariratva of the Atma. And there the example is given in Brihadaranyaka. What example is given? As the snake drops the skin. When the snake drops the skin, then if somebody hits the skin of the snake, so a snake is not affected by the hurt of the skin. when the snake is left its skin and somebody stamps on the skin, so that a snake does not feel that I am being stamped upon. Or supposing somebody takes that skin and tries to love it and pet that skin, so a snake does not feel that I am being pet. A snake cannot be pet. And therefore the Jnani has dropped his body like a skin. This example is given, good example is there. It doesn't mean Jnani comes out like a snake. Don't take it literally. It only means that you don't know what people understand. The funny part is that everybody is free to understand anything. So example has only one aspect they have to take. Only वो देखो ज्ञानी निकल गए, body रह गए. It's not like that. So if the skin is out, it means the body identification is no more, and therefore any sorrow and joy coming at the level of body, I'm not saying he does not experience. He will experience, but that experience doesn't touch his eye. And therefore, it has been said, Dukkheshu anudvigna manaha. So here body means gross body and subtle body also. So, Dukkheshu anudvigna manaha, Sukheshu vigadaspraha. So any sorrow and joy coming at the level of both the bodies, he is not associating himself with that sorrow and joy because he is of the conviction that Atma is a shariri only. So asharirita asharirata mokshata. He is abiding into that knowledge. Therefore, his body may be having pain, but pain in the body is not equal to sadness in the mind. Or sadness in the mind is not equal to sadness in eye. So there is a big difference between eye and what goes on these 2-3 bodies. And the praise of the body is not equal to I have become bigger. An insult of the body is not equal to I have become smaller. And therefore the samta that you hear, Tulininda Stutirmani or Samashitoshna Dukkheshu, all these things are very easy for him to practice. He is abiding. He is not practicing that, rather he is already abiding in the self because he sees his body as a foreign particle. His body is a foreign, imaginary foreign thing. Okay? His body is not seeing something as non-detachable from I. Like when the coconut is raw. So that raw coconut has not dropped the skin of the coconut and inside coconut is one. You cannot take it out. But when the same coconut is ripe, you can take out the coconut and the shell you can separate from that. You can do like this also. With the coconut, you can see it is raw or it is, so you can see that something is moving inside. If you take a coconut, you have seen, no? We can't bring coconut to show you. You should have seen this. So that coconut, if you tuck, that sound comes. That means that coconut has left the skin, the hard skin. But if you take a raw coconut, it does not make a sound because it is attached with that. Just giving examples. to make the point clear. Similarly, this Jnani sees his body as an outside imaginary agent, as an outside thing, and not his own thing. Neither he owns the body, neither he is the body. This is the point which should be known. This is the first definition of moksha, and the corollaries you can draw. What is the definition of moksha? Asharirata hi mokshata and sasharirata hi samsarata. This is the one definition of moksha is there. And therefore, what is the seeker's work then? Seeker's work is, please make this body outside. Then I. So I see my body as not belonging to I and not belonging to my. It is either you say of Panchamahabhut, or it is of Prakriti or God or Mithyatva, but not I and not my. This is that one abhyas. Now, after this is over, he comes to the another definition of moksha to prove that upasana cannot give the moksha. Okay, this is the second definition. Second point he has put. What is the definition of moksha here? He says, Brahma bhava hi moksha. Brahma bhava is moksha. Why you are saying like that? Because every astik darshan accepts the fact that moksha is nityam. Okay, so, and nitya vastu is only Brahma. Moksha is nityam, everybody says like that. And other than Brahman, nothing else can be the mukta thing. Nitya mukta is only Brahman. So he says that moksha and Brahman are one. Okay. See the difference here. Generally we think moksha ho gaya. We think moksha is an action. उनको मुक्ति मिल गई. He got liberation. If you get liberation, anything which you got can be lost. So, moksha is not an action, and moksha you don't get. Rather, what moksha you are having, you are reclaiming it. So, Jnana is reclaiming your mokshata. You're not really lost mokshata, but by mistake forgotten mokshata is reclaimed, is remembered, is realized. So Jnana is reclaiming the forgotten mokshata and not the real. So these are the worldly words that he got moksha or he attained moksha. You can use it. Kya kare? But that is not the moksha which is attained. So Brahma Prapti and Moksha Prapti is synonymous. So Moksha Prapti is equal to Brahma Prapti. They are not two things. See the definition which he has used. So our discussion was, can moksha be upasana phalam? If you say moksha is upasana phalam, then you are saying Brahma is upasana phalam. Let us say Brahma is upasana phalam. If you say Brahma is upasana phalam, you heard many times, any karma or upasana can produce an action. Phalam can be either apya or utpadya or samskarya or vikarya. Okay, got the point. Again I am repeating. You have heard this. Or Vinashya. So any phal when you talk of, it is either apti. Apti means reaching. And second is utpatti, utpadya. Utpatti means producing. Reaching, producing, modifying and purifying. English words are also there. These words have come very, very frequently. So don't say that I don't know it. So reaching. So phal is reaching. Like I say, please get this from the market. He has got the money. So the person goes out and gets the money. That is called prapti. Then you say, that pot is like you put a sprout. And when the sprout stems up, that is called utpadya. So one is prapti. Always be focused on what I say. Utpadya. Second was prapti. Prapti and utpatti. Utpatti means coming out on time. Like making let us see only the pot one. So creating a pot out of the mud is utpatti. And gaining the pot from somewhere is prapti. Okay. Supposing I take a mud and make a pot, it is utpatti. And I purchase a pot, it is called prapti. English words, utpatti is production. And prapti is attaining. Then the pot is modified. Vikar. That is modification or conversion. And samskar is purification. So how many things action can do? Either it can produce something, either it can bring something, either it can modify something, or either it can purify something. So actions area is this much only. Khub socho, I also see this body falls in which category among four? No, first. All will be later on. No, Vikar is not initially. Prapti. You got this body. Prapti. You had not made this. It was not utpadya. Right? It is not. Acha, now you tell me. Mango tree you had sown and mango came out. It comes in which category? Mango or tree, both you can say. You planted a mango seed and mango tree came out and mango came out then. Which category it comes under? Utpatti. Prapti is later on. Utpatti is it has come up. Acha, a person became old or he has got disease. Vikriti. Okay. Acha, you got education. Samskriti. Purification. So, action, he is very cultured man. He is what I don't know what teaching he has gone through. He is very cultured. He has gone through a discipline. His manners are very good. From where you got this? That means he has done the action to become cultured. Earlier I was not able to speak in Sanskrit. Now I can speak in Sanskrit. Earlier I couldn't speak in fluent English. Now I can speak fluent English. So this is cultured aspect. Something has been cultured. Supposing you keep the book or you keep the table, after a few days it got junk came, rust came, then it became vikar. Or supposing somebody, his actions are such that he got married to somebody, this is apti. He attained the wife, attained the son, attained the husband, attained. Okay, right? So you can see that any area of action is in these 4, 5. Vinash is also there. I am not taking vinash. Action can destroy also. Like atom bomb is dropped, it got destroyed. I shot somebody, destroyed. Well, he destroyed the whole place like that. He destroyed this. Human being has destroyed so many trees. Destroyed. So action can destroy also. Or they destroyed the environment, etc. Now, let us see. Brahmanah apti asambhava. Brahmanah apti asambhava. How will you say? Sarvagatatvat. This is a Nyaya Bhasha. You have to practice Nyaya Bhasha. Brahmanah. Nakaran, the Punsakling is Brahma. So, Brahmanah means what? Of the Brahman. Brahmanah apti asambhavat. How will you write? Sarvagatatvat. Acha. So all pervasiveness and traveling will not be possible. Atah apyam na bhavati. So the action called apti cannot work on Brahman. Okay. Second point. Point number 2. You can write. Brahmanah utpadyam asambhavat. Brahmanah utpadyam asambhavat. Kimartham? Nitya siddhatvat. Because it is eternal. Dehi nityo avadhyoyam. Dehi sarvasya bharata. It is nitya. This is the second point. Apti is not possible and utpatti is also not possible. Third point. So Brahmanah avikaryatvat. Third point is Brahmanah vikar asambhava. Vikar. Why? Why vikar? Asambhava avikaryatvat. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate. Asangatvat. 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 This is the third argument. Third point. And fourth is that Brahmanah samskare asambhavat. Why? Nitya shuddhatvat. You can't have samskara of Brahman because it is nitya shuddha. Aprano hi amanah shubhrah. Shubhrah word has been coming at so many places. Okay, Brahmanah samskare asambhava kimartham nitya shuddhatvat. And if you want to make other hetu, kimartham nitya shuddhatvat advaitatvat. Because it is advait only. It can't mix with anything. Okay. So, if you remember, samskar word, samskar has 2 aspects. I don't know, you must have heard that. Samskar has 2 aspects. One is removing the faults, other is introducing the quality. One is called dosh apanayanam and second is called gunadhanam. Like you came from outside. You had gained dust all around. If you are coming from your work whole day. So you took bath or you washed your face. This is called dosh apanayanam. Dosh apanayanam. You remove that. Sometimes in the beauty parlor, they give it steaming. Steaming. Am I right? Steam. Huh? What? What is that? I don't know. Steam, they put steam. I think steam purpose is that the pores of your face, if the dust is there, It can clear the pores of your face. But the face does not change. So steaming won't change the face of a person. So this is called dosh apanayanan. And then second step is gunadhan. Then they will put something. Supposing if you have got hurt somewhere, like the dressing example is there. Dressing example. When they dress, you must have done the dressing. First aid is here, no? First aid. First aid is here. Where is the first aid? One should know where is the first aid. If it is, supposing dressing is there, so first they will take Dettol, etc. and do like that. Then they will take out, that is called dosh apanayan. Then they'll put some medicine there. Some powder, some tube they will put. Then they'll put a band-aid there. That is called gunadhan. Gunadhan. This two aspect is called samskarya. Now tell me, in the case of Brahman, dosh apanayanam is not possible. There is no dosh. Nirdosham hi samam brahma. Tasmat brahmanite sthita. Which chapter? Nirdosham hi samam brahma. Chapter 5. I am telling you, please, Ramayana, Gita, Bhagavad, you have to read it every day. Even if you read one page, I don't mind. But keep in touch. This is why we give our life. And whole day is there. Okay? And this is not for somebody else, for myself only. World does not need your knowledge. World people are not coming to listen to you. You may use the world to educate your own mind. The world is a good place. If you want to educate yourself, world is a wonderful place. Don't try to educate anybody. They won't understand also. Even if you tell them many times, they will not understand. So there is no dosh apanayanam in Brahman and there is no gunadhan in Brahman. Why? It is nirguna. Because it is nirgun itself, you cannot put a quality in the Brahman and therefore samskar is not possible in the Brahman. Okay. So Brahmanaha samskar asambhavat. Kimartham? Nitya shuddhatvat and nirdoshatvat. This slowly educate yourself to make a nyaya statement. Nyaya. Why? How nyaya? Pratigya hetu drishtanta. That is the nyaya. We use that. Tasmat brahma chaturvid karma phalat vilakshana. And therefore, Brahman, the 4 kinds of fruits of action which can come, Brahman can't have the fruit of action. Tasmat Brahma vilakshanat. Vilakshanat means different. Different in what? Chaturvida karma phalat. Chaturvida karma phalat. And therefore moksha also is chaturvida. Moksha is different from 4 kinds of fruit. Or therefore moksha is different in the upasana. I hope this is clear. Moksha is different than the upasana. This is one topic. So by defining moksha in 2 ways, first was asharirata hi mokshata, and second is moksha is Brahma only. Okay, so moksha cannot be attained at some place. Now this is the first argument. The second argument, Bhashyakar, I will show you everything where I'm just organizing it because in the Bhash it is little scattered here and there. And then the terse languages sometimes which is used makes the person drift away from the point. Second point which is mentioned is Abhyupetvad. Abhyupetvad. Who will tell what is Abhyupet? It has come. Abhyupet means he is saying, okay, whatever you say, I accept that for some time. चलो तुम्हारी बात सही है, मान लेते हैं कि सही है. Assuming something and showing that Purva Paksh is wrong. अच्छा चलो, supposing moksha is upasana phala. मान लेते हैं मोक्ष is upasana. Then what will happen? Then moksha will have beginning. Because it is the phal. So moksha has the beginning then. Bole, let the moksha have the beginning. Arey bhai, jatasya dhruva mrityuhu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Anything which has a beginning will have end. This is the rule. And therefore upasana phal roop moksha will be anitya moksha prasanga will be there. If the moksha is created, moksha is started, then the end of that moksha, it will be bandhan only, will come back. I was hearing somewhere one saint was there, I have not taken the name of the saint, 20 years back, and they were celebrating his Nirvana Divas. Moksha Divas. So people used to come in my satsang, he said, today is Moksha Divas of my Guruji. I said, what is Moksha Divas? Only on this day he got moksha. I said, he's there. No more. No, well, he's there. But on this day, he got moksha. At that time, I was just a brahmachari. 1-2 years I had studied. But this question did trouble me, that if he got the moksha, will it be nitya or anitya moksha will be there? Anything which will be attained, make yourself very pakka on these matters, so you are never disturbed. If anything is attained or got, it will be lost. Whether it is husband-wife, whether it is money, and whether it is antakaran shuddhi. और सुना दें, whether it is ईश्वर. ईश्वर का दर्शन होता है ना, उस चले जाते हैं ईश्वर. When God gives darshan, he goes away after some. Not that he'll keep on standing all day and night for you. You are sleeping, he's standing. So, how long is stand by? Ishwar, how long? Supposing Ishwar comes. There is hardly any possibility. But supposing Ishwar comes, how many stutis he will do? Well, I don't know one stuti properly also. I will take the book and start chanting. That also will get stuck up. Yesterday you saw how much you were getting stuck up there also. He will hit and go away then. Out of anger he will go away. So that Bhagwan, even if he comes, nowhere you hear that Bhagwan is dead. In no darshan, when no Bhagwan's darshan is there. Shiv ji comes, gives darshan, Vishnu ji comes, Krishna ji comes, Ram ji comes, Sita ji comes, Hanuman ji comes. But always you will hear that darshan was given and God went away. I always think that God, after giving darshan and goes away, how much sadness must be there. In Bhagavad also, Narad ji got darshan in the first janma and Bhagwan went away. So he got very sad. And then Bhagwan said to Narad ji was a Dasi Putra at that time. He said, still your mind is not pure. Therefore, this much was just to inspire you for your sadhana. So no darshan is, anything is which you got it will be lost. Whether it is body, whether it is anything. Let us know the truth of that fact. If the moksha is attained, it will be lost. Because it will be in time. Anything in time will be destroyed. So, jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. This is the principle. You cannot bole, these ISKCON people say that my moksha is going to Golok. Their moksha, there are interesting mokshas are there. And never run away from the point. Ask what is your moksha, but don't argue because they won't accept. They say, my moksha is that by upasana I will go to Golok. There I'll play with Lord Krishna. Would I accept that? This moksha which you got by upasana, because that you got by upasana only by jap, etc. So you have done limited jap or unlimited jap? Very limited. Nobody can say I have done in because you started upasana. If you are getting moksha by your upasana. Upasana is a karma. Sukshma karma is a upasana. Therefore, Bhagwan does not differentiate in Gita karma and upasana. He says, Lokesmin dvidha nishtha pura prokta mayanaga jnana yogen सांख्यानाम कर्म योगेन योगिनाम. तो उसको भी कर्म योग में डाल दिए. लो, उपासना योग एंड कर्म योग को एक ही में डाल दिया. टू डिवीजन ही है. Now the phal of that upasana, which through which you got golo, will it be infinite or finite? It cannot be infinite. When it is not infinite, then your moksha will be over, then you will come back again. So from Golok, you will be asked to go. So, बोले हो गया तुम्हारा कर. चीणे पुण्य मर्त लोकम विषण. वापस आओ, चलो. Wherever you want, other fruit will be there. So if the moksha is attained, abhyupetvad is there, you will never have the anantata in the moksha, and therefore nitya sukh prapti and nitya dukh nivritti won't be there. झगड़ा यहाँ पे. Okay. Oh. And all the darshans say that moksha should be nitya. Anantata chadimatam mokshasya na bhavishyati. Gaudpadacharya, you write this statement and try to search. This way you read Karika also. Bole what? Anantata chadimatam mokshasya na bhavishyati. So adimatam mokshasya anantata na bhavati. Anantata adimatam mokshasya na bhavishyati. That moksha which has started will not be anant. And this topic will come in this, what you are seeing, 13th chapter. In the second shlok, you are seeing with Bhashya. So in that portion, this will also come. That Bhashya. You all have that Bhashya. It took lot of time. That Bhashya is very long Bhashya of second 13.2. And it is not that easy Bhashya. So please revise everything. Again I am repeating, you write Gaudpadacharya and let me know where is it. Bole, how can I know? So many Karikas are there. Let me know where is it. How can I go and search? Yeah, easy थोड़ी नहीं, कहाँ से सर्च करें. It is not Gita श्लोक or Ramayana श्लोक is there. You just easy work, you do difficult, I will. So teacher asked, bhai, 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. And 16 plus 16 is how much? Students are easy you say. One digit you took for yourself. Difficult one you gave to me. When English was there, the teacher asked, write 4 English words. Write 4 English words. And the children have underlined, like, fill in the blanks. 1, 2, 3, 4. The boy, what is write 4 English words? He was not wrong technically. Anyway, you try to search. Let me see if you can. Those who are very good students of Vedanta, those who they do Parayan, etc. How many Parayan to do? Ramayana Parayan, Gita Parayan, Bhagavad Parayan, Bhashya Parayan. Bhashya Parayan and Upanishad Mantra Parayan. And therefore you can quote that where this point is coming in Gita, then you can say, okay, Gita jatasya dhruva mrityu dhruvam janmritasya cha tasmada parihari arthena tvam shochitum arhasi. And where it comes in Upanishad, when Upanishad this is Adi Matam antata adimata mokshasya na sambhavati, na bhavishyati. Okay, this is the you have to support from the scriptures. Na astya krita kritena. Dekho, this is from Mundak. You have to pull the points. You know what happens with that? You get more established in what has been said here. Oh, yes. And I'll tell you in Chandogya Upanishad where it comes. The same thing. Bole, what is it? Tad yatha iha karma chitah. You write it. In Chandogya Upanishad. Tad yatha iha karma chitah lokah kshiyate. Tad yatha iha karma chitah lokah kshiyate. Tad yatha iha कर्म चितः लोकः क्षीयते एवं एव अमुत्र पुण्य लोक चितः लोकः क्षीयते. तद यथा इह मीन्स मनुष्य शरीर है. तद यथा इह कर्म चितः लोकः क्षीयते. तद यथा इह कर्मचितः लोकः क्षीयते तथा और एवं अमुत्र पुण्यचितः अमुत्र मीन्स देयर मीन्स देवलोक. पुण्यचितः लोकः क्षीयते. एंड देयरफॉर उपासना फलम विल बी अनित्यम. This is Abhyupetvad. Okay. One more point you noted. Very nice point is there. You know, one very good definition of phal Bhagwan Bhashyakar has given. Phalgutaya liyate iti phalam. Bole, अब don't ask where Bhashyakar has said. Phalgutaya liyate. That which becomes destroyed in time is called phal. Like apple is there, it will get rotten. Banana is there, it will get pale and black. Body is there, that will become totally dead after some time. ये phal है एक. Phalgutarayatya liyat. That which fizzles out in time. Sizzler are there? Sizzlers, not that. Fizzling. What is it called? Yes, khatam ho gaya. So, phalgutaya liyate iti phalam. And if you say moksha is upasana phalam, that also will be destroyed. This is the second argument. First argument was based on moksha, two definition of moksha. Second argument is based on upasana. Upasana phalam cannot be nitya. And moksha is considered nitya in all the darshan. So anitya moksha prasang does not mean moksha. It is not a moksha, then you don't call it moksha. This is the second point. Third argument what is given by the Bhashyakar, upasana cannot be the theme of Vedanta. The third argument is upasana vedantasya tatparyam na bhavitum arhati. Upasana is not the theme of Vedanta. Theme means main topic, subject matter, main central point. Like money earning is not the theme of ashramas. Okay, marriage is not to earn money. It's not the main thing. Main thing for which main purpose? If you don't make the main purpose, all problem will start. So, Mimamsa or Samanvaya shows Samanvaya. Third sutra was Shastra Yunitvat, and fourth sutra is Tattu Samanvayat. So, Mimamsa or Samanvaya shows that its tattva upper is not in Upasana, and therefore we had used Shadlingani. Shadlingani showed that, if you remember Shadlingani, it showed that everywhere only Brahman is the Tatparya, not the Upasana. And therefore it is said Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi means what? The Asi word is Lat Lakar. Asti stha santi asi stha stha asmi swasma. So Lat Lakar says that you are this Brahman now, not that you will become Brahman. Not Tattvam Bhavishyati. Tattvam Bhavishyasi is not said like that. You will become like Brahman. That means you are Brahman there. And that means Upasana is not intended. Upasana is not the theme of Vedanta. It may be mentioned here and there that Upasana do, but that is not the main thing. Vedanta is not to make you do Upasana. It is for the knowledge aspect. This is the third point which Bhashyakar will be. When you are Nitya Mukt, then you don't need Upasana to get Mukt. Either you are Nitya Bandh or Nitya Mukt. And if you are Nitya Bandh, then there is no point in studying. Anywhere be Bandhan will be always there. What a depressing state. बोले तो बंधन जाएगा नहीं फिर कुछ भी करो बोले. This is how the heaven and hell are there. In their religion, Muslims etc., hell, it is eternally in hell and there is no Punarjanam is not there. So with not having the rebirth, problem is if you go to hell, you will be there only now. And therefore they say go to hell. That means you don't come out after that. What the hell are you talking this? That means you are eternally there. देखो problem समझो आप यहाँ पे क्या है. That means of anitya karma there is a nitya phal called hell. Or heaven is there, nitya is there. So, because you are talking about the Vedanta does not believe in the Upasana being the last sorted resort. Put it like that. It is not the last resort. It is a temporary resort on the way you have to go through Upasana. That is not a problem. But problem is when you say no, this is the last resort. And if you read Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, you should take, I cannot take Brihadaranyaka here. How many things to take? So you have to take the CDs and there one line comes, very famous line. It is said, Karmana Pitralokah Vidya Devalokah and Putrena Ihaloka. So 3 statements have been used there. Well, if you have a son and he does Shraddha, etc., at least you will come back to this lok. If you have done good actions, at least you will quit. And then he said, if you do karmana, very, very good actions, yagya yagadi, you go to Pitralok. And if you have vidya, means upasana you have done, then you will go to Brahmalok. Acha. That means where action in upasana is concerned, there the karma or the coming and going is intended. In the same flow, in the same Upanishad, very nice line, which I like a lot. There it is said that Putreshnayaha cha Vitteshnayaha cha Lok Eshnayascha Utsrijya Bhikshacharyam Charanta. So there are people who left Putreshna, Vitteshna and Lokeshna. Putreshna means what? The tendency to get emotional fulfillment from somebody. Vitteshna means what? The tendency to get luxurious support from the world. And Lokeshna means what? The tendency to get powerful from the world. One who has seen fault in all 3 he leaves and goes for vyuthayascha bhikshacharyam charanta. He should go for attaining bhiksha. You don't need it now. Now you become you are becoming, you have left everything. That means what? That means leaving the upasana phalam, he is getting the moksha. And this is the subject. If upasana phalam was there, then he would not have said that you leave putreshna, vitreshna and lokeshna. Then Upanishad would not have said na karmana, na prajaya, na dhane, na tyage, naikyam vratatva manasho. Then why will they say about this? Because upasana will take you to that portion. So the third argument. So first argument was two definition of moksha. Second argument is abhyupetvat. And third argument is that upasana is not the main subject matter of Vedanta. Don't say Vedas. Of Vedanta or Upanishad. So upasana is not the last fruit talked in the Upanishad. And therefore, Vedanta does not deal with karma phal or upasana phal. Primarily, Vedanta deals with knowledge mainly, whose fruit is here and now, whose fruit is of the nature of knowledge. Okay. And in the same line of thought, it was said that whole Vedas are divided into Karma Kand and Jnana Kand. The Karma Kand portion is analyzed by, tell me, Jaimini. And that Jaimini has started Jaimini Sutra from Athato Dharma Jigyasa. The Jnana Kand has been analyzed by Bhagavan Vedavyas, and he starts his sutra by Athato Brahma Jigyasa. So both compartments are already there. Don't mix here and there. They cannot be mixed. They are not mixable thing. You can mix rice and dal. Don't mix kheer and dal. So they are not mixable thing. So when I came here first day in 2006 when I came, so they had organized in the old kitchen, the lunch was there. 11 o'clock I came, 1 o'clock was the lunch. And then Sevai was made. Sevai was made. And Madan Bhai was also there. So he said Sevai and Papad should be there. Papad and Sevai, combination is here. I said Papad is salty and Sevai is sweet because we had not eaten that. So, but they were very happy. That combination was there. He is saying, now get this point. More you study Brahma Sutra, more your nishtha in Vedanta will be there. He is saying, therefore, all Karma Kand and Upasana portion has been analyzed by Jaimini in the Purva Bhag of Vedas. Why will this go in the Uttar Bhag? That is not the main thing which will be talked about, because it has to be analyzed in the Purva. Department is different. In medicine shop, you won't get car. So their department is different. Okay. So anything associated with the Dharma and Upasana should be in the Purva Bhag. And if Vedanta deals with moksha, and if moksha is Upasana phalan, then Vedanta should be included in Dharma Jigyasa. If Vedanta deals with that moksha, which is the Upasana phalam, then the Vedanta should be dragged back into Dharma Jigyasa portion, and separately Brahma Jigyasa should not be written by Bhagavan Vedavyas, although Jaimini was his disciple only. Okay. And therefore, Vedanta would not become a Shastra separately. But we find that in Purva Mimamsa, Vedanta has not been included. and the Upanishad sentences are not being included. Vedant is not the topic of dharma. Vedant does not deal with dharma, and dharma does not deal with Vedanta. And therefore it has been said, anyatra dharmad, anyatra smat krita kritat, anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha, yat tat pashyasi tat bada. Or it is said, sarv dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja. Vedant is not dharmic, it is not the topic of dharma, because dharma deals with the doer, karak, karta, karak and phal. And Vedant deals with the negation of karta, karak and phal, and it wants to make you abide in the sphere of all. Okay? The Dharma Jigyasa deals with the purification of the heart, or it deals with the Loka Gamanam. The Vedant does not deal with the purification of heart, it deals with the negation of mind and negation of all the lokas. And therefore, Duramete Viparite Vishuchi, both are different portions. So therefore, don't please tell. This is a third point, third argument, that moksha is the upasana phalam. Here you accept the Vedanta and you are now saying that we should do the upasana of Brahman and get moksha after upasana. Upasana is not the main topic of Vedanta. This is the third point. And last but very beautiful point is that he says that Brahma upasana is not possible only. Brahma upasana is not a possibility. How Brahma upasana is not a possibility, that we will see tomorrow. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari